Alright everybody, so welcome back to Hacker Heroes Zone. So it has been exactly 1 month since we actually picked up our MacBook Pro 13-inch 2016 model. I am well aware that the 2017 models are out, and for those of you that are wondering before I get too far into this, no, we're not trading in for that. If you guys are interested in getting one, all it is just a new processor drop, so the processors and the new ones are going to be slightly faster and a little bit more efficient, but for us that is nothing that really makes us angry, so just to let you guys know that. So for starters, what did we discover really about what we liked about a MacBook? Well, there are a few things here and there. Yes, we of course have the first and foremost property, and that is the beautiful, beautiful design. The machine piece of aluminum is frankly something that is awesome. I've never really had an all-metal laptop before. I'm used to the flimsy, cheap plastic builds that permeate Dell, Toshiba's, Samsung's, HPs, and so forth. So, I mean, you have that lack of quality that is there. I've not held something so rigidly kind of firm that it really makes me feel to myself that I probably don't need insurance really for something like this. I mean, of course, we have viruses and all that jazz to worry about, which I do have covered thanks to my actual subscription with Bitdefender. But this is something that is very nice. It is, again, premium, the one hinge design where you can basically just sit it down on a table, open it up, and then you're good to go. Mine will probably start booting on me right now. But yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about this, is that it's actually beautiful to have and hold. Now, of course, typing on this is a breeze. All of our prior articles that we've actually published on Otaku Gamer Zone have actually been published through this MacBook. Ever since we got it, you guys will basically see that we've written all of our articles on that. We haven't really typed out anything on our computer, save for one article post, which was actually the one covering fan service, which is what we actually did on our PC, because I was letting this guy charge, and this was streaming music for me, so that's what I was working with. Aside from that, though, pretty much everything we've done for both Otaku Gamer Zone and my freelance job has actually been done through this MacBook Pro, and I find it much more engaging. I don't feel tempted to go play a game because, frankly speaking, this isn't designed to play games. Sure, yes, you can play games, you can pick up games on the App Store, games like Civilization 6 or even Total War Warhammer are available. They're not going to run the greatest, mind you, but it is an option. But really, that's, I think, what kind of is helpful in that essence. I'm not feeling constrained by, man, I don't know what to do right, I guess I'll just go play Fallout 4, or I'll go play Civilization 6, you know. You don't get that here. So for me, personally, this helps keep me on track, it helps keep me motivated and going in the right direction, if you guys understand that. Now, yes, of course, dongle life is something that is going to have to be getting more comfortable over a period of time, or I should say, getting more used to. And yes, dongle life is here, and it's not as bad as most might think. A lot of people actually, I want to say, basically just kind of sold this as much more big of a deal than it actually was. Sure, it is frankly annoying that when you get this hardware that you can't just plug and go. I mean, you can't even use a USB port. You have to only use the Type-C Thunderbolt 3 connector that you are given. So, I mean, really picking up like something like this Hitachi, this one's aimed at the MacBook, but it works just as well as fine with the MacBook Pro. You know, this is helpful. This is all I need. It has 3 USB port Type A's, 1 SD card reader, and a micro SD card reader slot. That's all I need, frankly speaking. And I still have a port open since mine only has the 2 Type-C connectors. This one has a port still open, so I can still charge and do what I need to do. Because frankly, as long as I have this one, then I have room for a wireless mouse if I need it, which frankly I don't, because I have a Logitech MX Master, which Bluetooth mouse for the win. But I can still use a flash drive, I can still use a USB mouse if I choose to. I can also plug in my external drives. Now, I do want to get one that is actually going to be compatible with Type-C or Thunderbolt 3, so, you know, that's going to be something else down the road. But just being able to kind of just throw this very small and very slim profile a dongle adapter into my travel bag is something that's actually really kind of convenient and nice. And frankly speaking, you can't beat it. It's hard to actually beat something of this quality. And I mean, this isn't any, it was like 40 bucks. It's not a cheap little thing at all. It's aluminum too, probably not the grade of machined aluminum that you're getting with the MacBook Pro, but it still is a nice grade of aluminum and it actually works well. Unfortunately, mine is the silver color. That was the only color option they had when I went to purchase, but of course you can get it to match your MacBook Pro's color of choice, which is only silver or space gray. So, hardware-wise, yes, it is underperformed when comparing it to our workstation of a beast. I mean, our workstation, again, is running 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM clocked at 3001 megahertz. So, I mean, I'm not tapping the full potential because I don't have those settings turned on, but my RAM has a lot of computing power. And with the fact that I'm running a GTX 1060 with 3 gigs of dedicated VRAM, I mean, it does help in that essence if I'm doing video games, if I'm doing streaming, or have at you. I mean, having that is very helpful and quite nice. And of course, my processor in this one is an Intel Core i5 6600 non-K model, which in relation to the i5 in this actually runs a lot faster. But optimization does play a key, and that's something that I mentioned in our post about our month-long impression of the MacBook. The optimization on this guy is very, very good. You don't notice a speed difference. You don't notice a little hiccup. The only hiccups that I've experienced is just through web browsing experiences. I used Chrome and I'm also using Safari. I've now since actually gotten rid of Chrome on this, mainly due to the reason that Chrome does require a little bit more battery consumption, so it actually kills your battery a little bit faster on a device that already has a fairly lacklusterish battery life. And so just using Safari works wonderfully well because you also get the features such as the screen pop-out feature whenever you're watching a video. So if I want to continue writing or doing what I'm doing, you get that awesome ability to. So I can have a video just playing in the corner while I'm going away at an article and I won't miss a beat. I don't have to keep tapping back and forth. Sure, on Windows I can do a split screen setup, or I can just run a second monitor and have that playing there, but really that is space saving with this guy. It makes it more along the lines of what I was wanting, an on-the-go sort of mobile workstation, and that does perform admirably very well. As far as, again, the complaint that I have, one is of course that very lackluster battery life. Apple quotes it at about 10 hours of usage, which you're not going to get that much. I will be straight and simple with you, non-biased, you're not going to get 10 hours. Maybe if you have everything turned down. If you have the brightness turned all the way down, you have the backlighting all the way down, you have it, as battery conserving. If you have it as battery conserving as you normally would have it, then yeah, probably you're going to get away with a couple extra hours. Me, on the other hand, I simply just run it as I normally do. So I have it at half brightness. I only turn the backlighting on when it gets to the evening hours, when I actually start losing some of that light. But frankly speaking, I always have a lamp of some sort on, so that's not going to be an issue at all. But if I'm, say, on my bed, I have maybe my wax warmer light on, and that's the only ambient light, then yeah, I'll turn on the backlit keyboard, so that way I can actually still see what I'm typing, and it is still comfortable. And aside from that, yes, a gripe could be extended to the Type-C. Only having that, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. I would have loved to actually have experienced what MagSafe was like. I have a lot of friends and a lot of colleagues who really, really love their MagSafe adapters and don't want to update because they're going to lose that. And you can buy from Griffin Technologies, actually have a Type-C Thunderbolt 3 kind of MagSafe type charger. It does the same principle, but you have to have a Type-C connector always plugged in. So for some, that is something that is a little bit of a tedious issue. Beyond that though, I don't have any other complaints with this. The typing experience is superb. The key travel time is fine for what I need. A lot of YouTubers actually are kind of mixed. A lot of people like the Type 2 butterfly mechanisms that you get with these, and of course the new 2017 models. Others really don't like it because it doesn't have enough key travel for them. They like having a much more deeper key press, so that way they kind of feel like they're actually punching a key, not just lightly tapping it and then hoping they hit that key. And sure, I have to adjust my writing style because I operate between two different keyboards, a mechanical and then this one. So I have to readjust every time almost how I'm pushing a keystroke, so you gotta kind of feel around. But it's really easy to get back into swing on this device. Now, of course, it's only been a month. Maybe we'll do another one down 3 months, maybe we'll do another one down 5 months. It remains to be seen, but frankly speaking, our stay with Apple has been very, very well, and it's frankly kind of changing my perspective in terms of my misinformation and the information I had regarding Apple at the time. And now I can say this with unbiased honesty, is that yes, a hefty chunk of this price tag is unfortunately because of that. I mean, if that wasn't on there, sure, it might be $100 or $200 cheaper. But honestly speaking, I think it's still worth it because you're getting that reliability. And you're getting a company that actually really appreciates and respects your privacy. I mean, we can argue about what they do with that information, but as we've seen in the past, they do a pretty good job of actually getting you protected, keeping you protected, and actually understanding you, the customer. So if you guys are interested in picking one of these up, you guys can use one of our links that we have on Amazon. Anything you guys click and buy from that actually goes back to helping out the Gamer Zone, so that is greatly appreciated. It is not required to watch our videos by any means. It's just a simple, nice nod gesture that you guys can do to help us out. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of our other videos, which you guys can view on our end card page. And also feel free to leave us a comment, give us a like, follow us if you also enjoyed it, and also hit us up on other social media platforms, which you can all find down in the description below. This has been Costas from Ataki Gamer Zone, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.